Hello everyone, my name is Mariana. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button over there. And today I want to talk about my thoughts, what I think about life and about the journey of life, because I feel that it's a topic that it's so vast and includes so many things, and I just have so many things to say that I would just like to share. It's gonna be a lot, but I hope that you like it. So for me, life is not a destination, life is a journey. I feel like most people are always trying to live in a future place, and so they forget to live in the present. The thing is that there's no time, there's literally no time, time is an illusion, so wherever we are right now, it's a compilation of all the past events that happen in our lives and all the causes and conditions and circumstances that led us to who we are today. And right now we are building ourselves in these little moments in order to reach to a point which, when we reach it, it's gonna be the present again. So as for right now, there's no time. There's a tribe called Aaaah, which lacks the concept of time. Just to give you an example, they don't even have a word for time. There's no time in this tribe. They change their names in different stages of life, so they don't know what time is. And there's another tribe that I saw an article, I'm gonna try to find it and leave it down below, of another tribe in which they count the living moments as the happy moment. So when someone dies, they write how many years they lived, and sometimes you have, I lived for 5 years, I lived for 1 year, I lived for 2 weeks, 2 hours, depending on how much time you were happy in life. So for me, what really matters is what we are doing right now in order to build, because again, life happens right now, and life is a journey, life is not a destination. And also, my definition of life and what life is has to compose of 3 aggregates, which is first obviously spirituality, because I'm a very spiritual person, then science, because it is important, and then also related to philosophical concepts. So spiritually, this is what I have to say, and also the whole concept of interdependence and impermanence, because again, time doesn't exist, neither do we, because we are interdependent to all the external things that exist in the world. We don't exist without our parents don't exist without their parents, they don't even exist without water. We are nothing. We are literally nothing, we are just an aggregate of cells. And then the concept of impermanence, which basically means that everything is always changing, we are always changing, nothing is permanent. And then, touching this point, we have to just think that how grateful do we have to be to realize that we are gonna die. Death is a blessing, guys, because if we die means that we are alive. Do you know how many people, I mean, not people because they are not here, but people, I mean, what is people? What is a person? But anyways, everyone who wanted to be here right now and cannot be, and instead we are the ones who are here. So I feel like this is amazing. And then also related it to the concept of ego. Sorry, this is a lot, but it's just a lot of things. And then related it to the concepts of ego and what we attach our identity to. You should research more on this because I'm not a specialist, but the ego is the part of us that we think is us, that control our thoughts, but we are the sum of all the parts that compose the human being, so we are also not the ego. We are not the ego, we are not our thoughts, we are just the watcher, the person that is behind the thoughts. If we talk about science, then we are the aggregates of all the little cells that are involved in a bunch of chemical reactions in every single second and that interact with nature. So touching on these, we have more bacteria in our body than human cells. So it's like, does this mean that we are dead or we are alive? Like, I was obsessed with microbiome probiotics for the last 2 years, so I researched a lot of things. I grew my own kombucha and my own kefir, because we are more bacteria than we are human beings. So what's a human being? Touching on philosophical topics, I have had quite a lot of existential crises over whether we have control over anything in our lives, over whether we have free will or not, over if we're living in a simulation or not. I just don't know. And I really like to question. I really think it is important to question, but not in the way that it stops you from living. So you can search for things, but then you just have to accept that you are here and that you have to do the best you can with whatever the actual reality is. This is a reality that we can see with our eyes. I mean, there's a philosopher which is Albert Camus, he talks about existentialism, and he also touches the point of absurd, and is a person who talks about the meaning of life and finding purpose in a world which is deprived of meaning. So he says that the goal of philosophy should be to decide whether life is worth living or not, or if suicide is better. It's a little negative, but it's just interesting from the point of view of thinking about it, because I don't know, we don't know if we actually have a meaning or not, but if there's no meaning, then it's up to us to rely on all the external things to create a meaning for ourselves. And in these, what society tells us is that a meaning should be to find a job that fulfills us, that gives us money for us to have a house, to have a family, to have friends, and all these things is the system telling that's your purpose. Then you can also find your purpose, whether the world has a purpose or not. According to him, there's no purpose in life whatsoever. So it's up to you to make what you want from your life. I feel like these are a lot of things, obviously, and very confusing, but I'm usually pushed back when I try to discuss philosophical topics, because people just tell me that it doesn't matter, I'm just losing my time, when I actually think that this is the most important thing. And obviously related to spirituality, philosophy and science, because everything is interconnected, even these subjects. So if you study a little bit of everything, then you might understand from different lenses how reality is composed. And obviously the lens I focus the most is with the Buddhist lens, but all these things are important, and I do feel like we need to discuss these topics. Someone would like to discuss these things with me. It's something I'm very passionate about, and I just think to myself, and I write a lot about it. But I haven't found a lot of people which I can discuss the lack of meaning of life, or if we actually have a purpose, these kind of things. And so I would be very interested if you would DM me. Like, my social media is available, so you can just hit me up and leave a comment down below what do you think life is, what do you think about life. Do you think we have a purpose? Do you think we exist? Do you think reality is the physical reality that we encounter with our eyes? Or I don't know, do you think I'm just wherever I'm saying makes zero sense? I don't know. I hope this just made you think a little bit, because we can accept things, but we can also think about them, and things sometimes are not as clear as we make them look like. So yeah, just let me know if this helped you in any way, or if you're just very confused, or if I just created an existential crisis in your life. So I'm sorry if I did that. Just accept and just do the best you can with what you have, and with the information that you have and that you don't have, because we don't know absolutely anything. Okay, I'm sorry, and thank you for watching if you got to this point. If you haven't subscribed, button there, leave a like in this video if you like this video, and bye!